Alright boys, welcome back to the Black Clover mobile video. So we got quite an exciting drop, even almost more exciting than the WoW, mainly because it's just a new face into Black Clover mobile, which doesn't happen that often. But Grey is finally coming, dropping tonight, depending on what server you might be on. She might actually be out right now, but she'll be coming out on your next reset. And she is a kind of interesting character, works well with a lot of characters, but kind of buffs up the monocolors without actually being a monocolor buffer. But before we get through the character, because it's easy to say yeah, you should summon for her, because well, right now on Global and JP, we're one character behind. Like literally, we get Grey next season, we get this Zora, and we're now caught up to JP. So the videos are now getting a little bit harder to say should you summon, because well now we don't really know what's coming. I mean, we kind of do a little bit with the fact that we know we're getting a swimsuit Charlotte and Yami in the future. Third Eye Raya, which I think you might just teased. I don't know where this artwork came from, but the artwork is him with his third eye, unless I'm mistaken it for something. And also Black Divider Asta. But the biggest problem is we don't know the schedule for Global, nor do we know when these characters are actually coming. And Grey's a character where she's going to go into the general SSR filler, meaning after the banner does leave, she'll be on every banner going forward. So realistically, right now, the best thing you could probably do if you are really broke or really low in gems is just start saving for Black Divider Asta. When he comes out, Grey will be on that banner, and hopefully you can pick her up. I mean, to be fair, even by the time it's our first anniversary, which is in about like 4 months now, she might even be on the free banner if we get one. So like, you know, it's a tricky situation to say summon right now, but I will let you know I will be summoning, because well, they do give out quite a lot of free gems, and I guess I've been lucky in my summons, so I do have quite a bit of gems left over. So let's just go through the character's kit. Alright, so yeah, Grey is a light type character. Now we're going to start with the passive first, because the passive is kind of what the character wants to do a little bit, and how she kind of works. So at the start of wave, if all allies except yourself have the same attribute, either technique, red, or sense, so blue, red, or green, then grant all allies debuff or damage over time immunity for 1 turn, and she can apply that obviously towards the allies again later on with her tier 2 skill. So the main way you want to build up Grey is to, if you bring a certain color, if you bring blue, red, or green, you have to use all allies with those colors. I believe you still can use Noelle, because Noelle doesn't count as like the light type character, or even Zora in the future. But if you ever bring a blue, red, or green, you have to exclusively stick towards one color, which is kind of where she comes in and actually buffs up Black Asta. Because if you go for her skills here, the skill 2 gives increased defense. So yes, giving that towards Black Asta is going to be kind of decent. Obviously, it's a good support skill, because I mean, who doesn't want more defense? But when Black Asta actually gets increased damage because of it, that is going to be better, especially if there's like a line where like you just don't have that much damage, right? Or you didn't get your defensive buff because you went in anti-magic first before buffing up with the Witch Queen. So yeah, that's very good. You also get defensive penetration towards all your allies, which to be fair is nice. I mean, it only really matters that it goes onto the main DPS, which you can normally do even if it was a single target buff. But generally speaking, just having a little bit more defensive penetration even towards the Witch Queen can help out this damage, so you don't mind it too much. And the damage over time immunity is going to be good, because she's going to be kind of bringing back Marion a little bit because of what she does. Skill 1 does say, when you are attacking a target afflicted with damage over time inflicts 1 new instance of damage over time for every damage over time effect on the enemy. Only stacks at the 1 time, but once again, the Witch Queen does an AoE skill, applies a bunch of damage over time effects. This is going to go really well with her. So she cannot not be made to be used for Black Asta, but like, you're seeing the synergy. She makes the Witch Queen a bit better. She also makes Black Asta better. That's why you're going to see a lot of people use what is basically just Grey, Black Asta, Witch Queen, and the new Real on that team. Alright, so now we have the actual ultimate, which is actually very cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's very true to the character, which is why I'm happy she's in the game, and why I can't wait to see more new characters and how they actually translate into Black Clover Mobile. But Grey, what she does in the ultimate is grants all allies a magic convert A. I'm just gonna say magic A or magic B to make it a bit easier, but essentially when you have this magic A buff on, you're gonna reduce damage taken by 45%, but once you get hit, whether that be an AoE or single target skill, you are then gonna convert that or change it towards magic B, which means you're going to get increased damage there. So I guess the best line would be you use the ultimate, they do 1 AoE skill and a bunch of buff skills to where you reduce the damage taken from that massive AoE skill, but then you also have magic B at the start of your turn, so you have that increased damage dealt when actually using a skill. But once again, once you get hit, it then goes back towards magic A, and it keeps on recycling every single time you get hit for 2 turns, which is just a cool mechanic, right? You actually got to pay attention towards what you have on. If you have Magic A on and you know you're not going to kill, maybe wait one more time to see if you can rotate into Magic B and just instead buff up. Really like that skill. Also, just a little cherry on top, because why not? Increase mobility. You can get upwards to 30% when you do increase the actual ultimate also. So yeah, 30% stamina buff is already enough to make it ultimate alone. But the little Magic A and Magic B little buff as well is just a little bit cherry on top. So yeah, those are the skills. The combined attack, once again, if you want to use it with Black Asta, if you somehow need him to actually do more damage, maybe he's in anti-magic and you have your ultimate and you can do a combined attack, you can give him more defense and also do another hit with Black Asta so you can get another kill. But yeah, getting defense once again for Black Asta, very, very nice. Now the passive, when you get towards 5-star, this is probably where you would take it towards 5-star. Like, once again, she is a general SSR character, so you would slowly and progressively work on getting her towards 5-star over the course of the game's life. But at the start of the turn, if she is 2-star awakening, you are going to be getting 1 SP buff, which is nice. Like I said, if you line it up properly where Black Asta is anti-magic, maybe doing a combined attack skill could be actually really, really good. And in a 5-star bigger passive, is going back similar to her unique passive, to where she has the same buffs basically, but at the start of the wave, if all allies except yourself have the same attribute, either blue, red, or green, then you're going to inflict 1 new instance of damage over time for every damage over time. Like, very much like the actual, Magic 1 basically. So yeah, that is great. Very, very cool. I think very, very good. You can see the ranking right above me right now. She is S+, with the highest tier, I think. Yeah, so she is like the best light type next in the world, which is insane, right? Here are the characters animations. If you haven't seen them, kind of what you expect from Grey. I do like her, to be fair. Once again, just to the character is, I'm always biased towards it, because seeing her in game, seeing her animated is always going to make me, whenever I see a new character, I'm going to be chuffed about it. But and she does the little leg run. It's cute. I like it. I don't mind it. And then, yeah, this is the ultimate. It is kind of, once again, what you expect from Grey. It's just so sick seeing new characters in the game. She came out very late, I'm not gonna lie. She should have came out during the actual, underwater temple arc. But we're now in the elf arc, we're now getting her. But hey, better late than ever, because at least now she's a yellow type or harmony, and also a lot better because of it. So yeah, should you summon? Like I said, the character is worth it, but she is a character that's going to go into the general SSR pool, and we are going to be getting a new Zora very, very soon on the next season, who is a DPS character, which I think looks more interesting. I mean, just DPS characters are always fun to use, so for a lot of people that it might be a go-to. But bear in mind, we don't know how it's going to work, because this is the first ever seasonal to get only 1 character, and for us in global, if we get 1 character, but we can pick them up for free through the Gateway of Reunion, how is that going to work out? So this is what I mean. We're in a very tricky spot right now for global, to where we don't know what's happening. Like, what's going to happen next? How are they going to go about with the actual sync up towards global and JP? For that reason, I'm hesitant to say, maybe safe. Like, don't go rush into Grey. If you have a lot of currency, definitely do it, because that's what I'm doing, of course. But bear in mind, we are supposed to be getting Black Divider Asta sometime soon, and I would not be surprised if they do drop him once we do sync up with JP and KR, as like a big, massive celebrational release where you say, okay, now that Global's caught up, we're now going to be dropping Black Divider Asta on all servers simultaneously. So that's like the one thing I'm kind of scared about, because often the world, I can have PTSD about them dropping Festival or limited characters bit earlier. So like I said, definitely worth summoning, but I do want to stress the fact that we don't know what's coming. We don't know how they're going to handle the global situation, but for right now, this is like literally the last banner we know of what's coming next, and it's a scary place to be, at least for global. So boys, thank you for watching. We'll definitely be using summons tonight. Just once again, can't wait to play her. It's gonna be fun. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah.